In the last video, we laid the foundation to be able to learn and spot how to navigate turns in the market. But what about a real live example? That's the subject of this video.
Okay, now in this screen, we're going to take a look at a stock and we're going to look at a bullish trend and we're going to talk a little bit about how to be able to spot the turns that are taking place in the market. So, having done that, let's take a look at, you see the market taking place right there. And okay, so you see a high and you see it followed by a low. It's a higher low than what you saw here previously. And then you see the market go higher, and you can see one right here. There's a higher high. It's higher than the previous high. And then you see a higher low, which is higher than the previous low. And then you just go through and you start finding all of these higher highs and higher lows. Now, take a look at this right here. This is kind of interesting. You start seeing a lower high, and it doesn't really go anywhere. You do see a lower low that took place here, and then there was a lower high from right there, and then a lower low. So it would look like there is a decline that's taking place. And in a sense there is. So all of a sudden the bullish trend just kind of ran into some neutral territory with a bias to go down, but then it went higher. And how do we know it went higher? Because, whoops. You saw confirmation when price closed right here. It closed over that lower high. So now all of a sudden this downward slope, this trend has been broken. And the previous high, the significant high, the previous high, that got taken out somewhere around over here. And then you just started seeing price kind of resume its upward trajectory. Now, over here again, you saw price kind of go through this, and you see some lower highs followed by lower lows, lower highs to lower lows, and then price closed over the previous high right there, and then it took out the significant high right here. So in trading, you're not going to see maybe consecutive higher highs and higher lows. You're going to see some periods where those highs or those lows are going to be taken out. So you look for price basically to reassert itself, or the bullish trend to reassert itself. When you do, then that's when you know that the trend has resumed. Now, this is Chesapeake. Let's take a look at it real quick. Obviously, this stock is in a downward trend. And let me just draw kind of like a trend line. So it's obviously at a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right here it kind of trades off support, but it did get a little bit lower. And then it resumed to a lower high. And then it just came down, and it really just kind of fell off the map. Now, there's a couple of lessons in this. Number one, I'm going to go ahead and highlight these while I'm talking. You see where this is clearly a trend, a bearish trend, and you can clearly see that there are lower highs and lower lows. But with bearish markets, you see here where it was kind of going slow and steady, kind of like you saw in the bullish trend, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's just accelerated down. That's a high characteristic of bearish markets, and that's why they can be extremely profitable. They can be very volatile. You need to know what you're doing, but they can be very, very profitable. Now, let me talk about this real quick, because I showed this on the bullish example, on AutoZone just before. Here on Chesapeake, which is this chart example, and you can go to your own charts and take a look at this. On the weekly chart, we're looking where there was a lower low, and then you saw the lower high, and there was one even right here. It just was really very small. But look, all of a sudden, whoops, let me do this again. All of a sudden, you saw a higher low. And then it went and price peaked above right here. It didn't, I mean, technically that's a higher high, but it didn't close, so it's not very strong. And then right here at the break of this trend line, that would have been a good place for you to go ahead and take a short position. Because dominantly, you see that there's a primary bearish trend in place, and this little hiccup, this pullback, when price started to resume and broke this short-term trend line, it just fell right through the floor. Boom. And you would have made plenty from, it was $7.50 here, and it went all the way down like $1.45. So, good example. Look for the higher highs and higher lows in a bullish trend, the lower highs and the lower lows in the bearish trend, and that will help you navigate the turns in the market and limit your risk, as well as find really good opportunities like you saw in the example right here. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you like what you saw and you got something out of it, please do me a favor and give me a thumbs up below. And if you have questions or comments, then please leave them below. Now go and click the red click here icon in the lower right hand side of the screen in front of you and subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll get all my notifications of new videos containing trading tips, market insights, and techniques to help you achieve greater success in the market and become a better trader. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.